Have you ever wondered what makes you, you? What is consciousness, and how does it define our existence? It's a Pandora's box of intricate mysteries, nestled in the realm of philosophy. Consciousness, a complex concept, weaves itself into our lives, posing profound questions about self-awareness, perception, and existence. It's a labyrinth, a riddle wrapped in an enigma. But fear not, for we are about to embark on a journey through the corridors of the mind. Today, we will explore 5 of the most fascinating and influential theories of consciousness that philosophers have proposed. That is dualism, physicalism, panpsychism, introspection, and behaviorism. In the realm of consciousness, one of the first theories we encounter is dualism. A philosophical concept that's been around for thousands of years, dualism proposes a clear division between the mind and the body. It's like standing on a bridge where on one side lies the realm of the physical, tangible body, and on the other side stretches the vast expanse of the mind, ethereal and elusive. The roots of dualism sink deep into the philosophical soil, with René Descartes being its most famous proponent. This 17th-century French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist believed that the mind and body are fundamentally different kinds of substances. The body, he argued, is spatial and mechanistic, obeying the laws of physics. The mind, on the other hand, is non-spatial, non-physical, and free to think and perceive. Descartes' formulation of dualism was groundbreaking. He suggested that while the body could be divided and broken down, the mind could not. The mind, according to Descartes, is indivisible, making it fundamentally different from the body. But how do these two distinct entities interact? Descartes proposed that the interaction occurred in the pineal gland, a small, pinecone-shaped gland in the brain. This idea, while intriguing, has been a point of contention among philosophers and scientists alike. Dualism, in all its forms, has been influential in shaping our understanding of consciousness. It has prompted us to question the nature of our existence and the relationship between our physical bodies and our minds. It has also fueled debates and discussions, inspiring a myriad of other theories and perspectives. However, dualism isn't without its critics. Some argue that it fails to provide a satisfactory explanation for how the immaterial mind can influence the physical body. Others challenge the very premise of dualism, suggesting that the mind and body aren't two separate entities, but rather different aspects of the same thing. Dualism, while deeply influential, isn't the only perspective on consciousness. Let's explore further. If dualism sees the mind and body as separate, physicalism takes a different stance. Welcome to the world of physicalism, a philosophical approach that suggests everything, including consciousness, has a physical basis. In contrast to the dualistic view, physicalism argues that our mental states are nothing more than physical states. This means the feelings of joy you experience when you eat your favorite ice cream, or the sense of sadness when you watch a heartbreaking movie, are simply physical processes happening in your brain. Physicalism isn't just a philosophical theory, though. It's deeply intertwined with our understanding of neuroscience. Think about it this way. When neuroscientists look at brain scans, they see different parts of the brain lighting up in response to different stimuli. In essence, they're seeing physicalism in action, the brain's physical response to the world around it. But, like any theory, physicalism isn't without its challenges. One of the most prominent is the hard problem of consciousness, a term coined by philosopher David Chalmers. The problem lies in explaining how and why we have subjective experiences. For instance, why does the color red appear red to us? Why does a rose smell the way it does? These are subjective experiences, and currently, physicalism struggles to provide satisfactory answers. Another challenge is the explanatory gap. This is the idea that even if we knew every single physical fact about the brain, we still wouldn't be able to explain why consciousness exists. This gap suggests that physicalism is an incomplete theory. Yet, despite these challenges, physicalism remains a compelling perspective. It's grounded in empirical evidence and provides a framework that aligns closely with our scientific understanding of the world. It's a perspective that doesn't rely on any mystical or non-physical entities to explain consciousness. Physicalism provides a more scientific perspective on consciousness, but there's more to this story. As we explore other theories, we'll see that our understanding of consciousness is a complex and ongoing philosophical journey. Panpsychism, A less known but fascinating theory suggests consciousness is not just in us, but everywhere. Now, that's a concept that really makes you pause and ponder. Panpsychism is a philosophical perspective that consciousness is not merely restricted to humans or even animals, but is a fundamental and ubiquitous feature of the universe. Imagine for a moment if every atom, every particle, every piece of matter, inanimate or animate, possesses some degree of consciousness. This is not to say that your coffee mug is having existential thoughts or that your table is dreaming. Rather, Panpsychism proposes that these entities have some rudimentary form of experience or subjective feeling, a primitive form of consciousness. This perspective radically redefines popular understanding of consciousness, pushing the boundaries of what we typically consider to be sentient. It suggests that consciousness is not an emergent property that suddenly appears when certain conditions are met, but instead, it's a basic feature of the universe, as fundamental as space and time. But what are the implications of such a view? If everything is conscious to some extent, it challenges our anthropocentric view of the world. It invites us to consider that consciousness isn't exclusive to us or to animals, but is a universal phenomenon. It compels us to rethink our relationship with the world around us, demanding a shift from a self-centered perspective to a more holistic, integrated worldview. However, despite its intriguing premise, Panpsychism is not without its critics. One of the main challenges it faces is the problem of evidence. If everything has consciousness, how can we observe or measure it? How do we distinguish between different levels or types of consciousness? These are questions that continue to challenge philosophers and scientists alike. In essence, Panpsychism is a bold and radical theory that offers a unique perspective on consciousness. It opens up a whole new avenue for understanding the nature of our own awareness and the universe we inhabit. Panpsychism broadens our perception of consciousness, but can we observe it directly? That's a question we'll continue to grapple with as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the mind. How do we know we're conscious? Introspectionism offers an answer. It's a philosophy that suggests the key to understanding consciousness lies within ourselves, in our own experiences and perceptions. Introspectionism is a self-reflective practice, akin to peering into a mental mirror. It's like taking a step back and observing our own thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they occur. The idea is to gain insight into our inner world, to understand our own consciousness from the inside out. This approach was popularized in the late 19th and early 20th centuries by psychologists such as Wilhelm Wundt and Edward Titchener. They believed that the best way to understand the mind was to break down our mental experiences into their most basic components. This, they proposed, could be achieved through methodical and controlled introspection. But introspectionism is not without its criticisms. Some argue that it's inherently subjective, that our personal experiences can't be generalized to all consciousness. There's also the issue of reliability. Our memories and perceptions are fallible, and our introspective observations can be influenced by a myriad of factors, from our mood to our beliefs. Introspection suffers an inherent paradox. The observer and the observed are one and the same. Can we truly observe our own thoughts without altering them? It's a bit like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The very act of introspection may change the nature of what we're trying to observe. Despite these limitations, introspectionism has played a crucial role in the study of consciousness. It has inspired modern fields like phenomenology and cognitive psychology, and it continues to inform our understanding of the human mind. Introspectionism reminds us that consciousness is deeply personal. It's an experience that's uniquely ours, shaped by our perceptions, thoughts, and feelings. It's a journey inward, a voyage into the depths of our own minds. Introspectionism gives us a method to explore consciousness, but is there a way to measure it? The quest for understanding consciousness continues, and each theory brings us one step closer to unraveling the enigma that is the human mind. Behaviourism, a much-debated theory, attempts to quantify consciousness. This school of thought, born in the 20th century, takes a distinctive approach. Instead of probing the elusive depths of the mind, behaviorism focuses on something much more tangible, observable behavior. The central idea behind behaviorism is that consciousness, or the mind, is essentially a black box. We may not be able to see what's going on inside it, but we can observe and measure the output, the actions and reactions of the individual. In this perspective, consciousness is not a mystical entity to be explored, but a mechanism to be understood through the study of behavior. Behaviorism suggests that all behaviors are responses to specific stimuli. For instance, if you touch a hot stove, you'll swiftly pull your hand away. The behavior, pulling away, is a direct response to the stimulus, the heat. It's a simple, observable process that doesn't necessitate a deep dive into the inner workings of the mind. However, behaviorism has faced significant criticism. Detractors argue that it oversimplifies the complexity of consciousness. They contend that it fails to account for internal thought processes, emotions, and experiences that can't be directly observed but undeniably influence behavior. Imagine feeling anxious before a big presentation. Your anxiety isn't visible, but it might cause you to stutter or forget your lines. Behaviorism struggles to explain these phenomena. Additionally, critics point out that not all behaviors are responses to stimuli. Consider creativity, for instance. When a musician composes a symphony or a writer pens a novel, it's not a simple reaction to a stimulus. It's a complex, internal process that behaviorism has a hard time accounting for. Behaviorism provides a different angle on consciousness, yet none of the theories covered fully capture its essence. As we continue to explore, remember that understanding consciousness is an ongoing journey. Just as consciousness itself is multifaceted and complex, so too are the theories that seek to explain it. We've explored several theories, but the question remains: what is consciousness? We've entered the labyrinth of the mind, wrestling with theories from dualism to behaviorism. Each theory, like a different path in this maze, offers a unique perspective on the enigma of consciousness. In the realm of dualism, we saw consciousness as a distinct entity, separate from the physical world. The strength of this theory lies in its acknowledgement of our subjective experiences, those personal moments of joy, sorrow, or wonder that seem beyond mere atoms and molecules. However, its Achilles heel is its struggle to explain how this immaterial consciousness interacts with the physical body. Then, we stepped into the world of physicalism, where consciousness is nothing but the product of physical processes in the brain. This theory, grounded in empirical evidence, provides a clear and testable framework. Yet, it stumbles when asked to account for our subjective experiences, the rich tapestry of our inner lives. We ventured further into the intriguing landscape of Panpsychism, which proposes that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe, just like space and time. Its strength is its elegant simplicity, but its weakness? It's a theory that's difficult to test and verify. In the realm of introspectionism, we contemplated consciousness as an entity to be understood through self-observation. While it values our personal experiences, it risks being subjective, relying on individual interpretation. Lastly, in the world of behaviorism, we viewed consciousness through the lens of observable behavior. Its strength lies in its empirical approach, yet it struggles to explain our private, internal experiences. The mystery of consciousness continues to intrigue us. Perhaps it's this very pursuit of understanding that defines our consciousness. This unresolved mystery, this enigma of the mind, is a testament to the complexity and wonder of our existence. As we continue to unravel the threads of this puzzle, we may realize that it's not just about finding the answer, but also about appreciating the question. Did you find value in this video? If so, then subscribe to our channel Worldview Wanderlust. To let us know what you would like or didn't like, comment below. This will help guide the content we create for our viewers.